If you're a sci-fi fan, you've probably seen the movie Dune and are looking forward to the new sequel. The movie's stunning visuals, rich colors and otherworldly atmosphere have captivated audiences and inspired many to try and recreate its unique look. So in this tutorial I will guide you through the necessary steps to achieve the look of any movie in Davinci Resolve, one of the most powerful color grading software tools available today. But before we dive into the practical details, let's take a moment to explore the theory behind achieving a cinematic look like that of Dune. A movie's visual is not just a matter of random choices made by filmmakers. It's the result of careful planning and artistic expression. In the case of Dune, director Denis Villeneuve, cinematographer Greg Fraser and the rest of the creative team worked together to create a visual language that would convey the story's themes and emotions. They choose a muted color palette that emphasizes the desert landscape and the characters' clothing, creating a sense of timeless elegance and dignity. At the same time, they use high contrast and dramatic lighting to evoke the tension and conflict at the heart of the story. The result of this is a visually stunning movie that transports audiences to another world while also exploring deep human themes. Recreating this look in Davinci Resolve requires a deep understanding of color theory, contrast and lighting, as well as the technical skills to manipulate the software. But with dedication, practice and a willingness to experiment, anyone can achieve similar impressive results. So let's get started and let me show you how to reproduce the look of any movie like Dune in Davinci Resolve. By the way, if you haven't seen my previous videos on color grading, I recommend checking them out. So let's get started. On the left you see my video taken with the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 6K with the Blackmagic Design Film Generation 5 profile. On the right is our reference frame from the movie Dune. Let's try to make our video similar to the reference. First of all, let's make an interpretation of our image. To do this, let's go to the timeline tab and create a new NUT load called LUT. Let's apply to it the LUT developed especially for Generation 5 profile of Blackmagic cameras. This LUT doesn't give you a final result, but it transforms the log material into Rec 709 color space. And by the way, if you like the look of my videos and would like your videos to look the same way, you can download my LUTs from my website. All the details are in the video description. So now I'm gonna go to the clip tab and apply my node tree that I'm going to work with. Don't be afraid, and if you're interested in seeing a separate video about how I work with the node tree, post it in the comments and I will be sure to show it in future videos. Now we're in split screen mode, and let's turn our attention to a scope called Parade. On it, on the left side, we see a graphical display of the three channels, red, green and blue, for our video that we will be color grading. And on the right side, a graphical display of our reference. As we can see, our reference image is much less light and low contrasty. So let's go to the EC node, exposure and contrast, and use the offset wheel to decrease the exposure. We can track the changes on our scope now. Now we need to bring the contrast to the level of our reference. To do this, we reduce the contrast in the contrast field. For our video, this is a value of 0.494. And also reduce the pivot values to a level of 0.142. So now let's see the before and after. As we can see now, we need to fix the white balance in our video. To do this, use printer lights in the offset field and decrease the green channel offset value to 14.70 and the blue to a value of 8.20. Let's now make some adjustments to the midtones in the log wheels. For this, we will decrease the midtone values for the green channel to -0.01. and for the blue channel to -0.02 in the log menu. As we can see, we need to decrease the saturation, so first we change the tint in the white balance and saturation node, and then decrease the saturation to 43.80. Well, as we can see, visually we have achieved a nearly identical image. But if you look closer, you can see the reference image has a grain texture, so let's add that to our image as well. I've already made a template for that, which you can also download and use for your projects to give them a more cinematic look. Let's go to the timeline tab and create another node and name it texture. Open our gallery and just drag the power grade named texture into our new node. Let's take a closer look at the before and after. And that looks perfect. So this is how we achieved the look of the movie Dune in a couple of minutes. Now, knowing the technique, you can repeat it for your images as well and for any movie. But there is so much more to learn about color grading. So make sure to check out our other videos, and if you want to color grade like my videos, check out my LUTs in the description below. I'll see you in the next one.